Those aren't contacting, so they stop. Break. Nice. Thought you'd be videotaping.
Yes.
It's awesome stuff.
Yeah.
I know. I don't know what it is. No clue. I know it's something in there, but I just couldn't remember the order.
One time I had someone call and goes, I need a ride from Chicago. I'm like, this train only goes to the summer Mexico. I was like, my picture.
Yeah. This is one you should record and put on the internet. Or put it on Facebook. I got a call from somebody.
Well, so we don't talk about
Ready? You can do it both directions. Thanks. Everything else to you. Yeah, you ever seen Final Destination?
Off she goes. There she goes. Look at that.
Yeah.
After all this time, that was seized.
First time after 77 years.
we are delighted and honored to have Mayor John Suthers here to help us officially recognize the lease and to sign the lease. And so with that, I'd like to introduce John Suthers.
Thank you all for coming out this afternoon. I see a lot of people here who, like myself, have lived in Colorado Springs a long time. So my guess is that you, like I, have some bittersweet emotions about what's transpiring today. This piece of real estate between the railroad station and the Antlers Hotel is a huge part of the history of Colorado Springs. Think about it. Everybody who came to Colorado Springs in the early days got off the train right across the street, walked right through here to go up the steps. There were steps leading up to the Antlers. You didn't fly into the airport, you didn't take a bus, you took a train. And this real estate was so much a part of the early history of Colorado Springs. The first stake driven in to commence the history of our city is a block away at Cascade and Pikes Peak. So this is where it was at. And railroads were a huge part of that history. Our founder, William Palmer, was a railroad guy. He was, looking for a north-south railroad route and mapping it out when he came to this area and said, my gosh, what a great place to build a community. And that's why we're here today, all these years later, as residents of the 41st largest city in America, because of the vision of a railroad guy. So it's bittersweet, but I ask you to, as the previous speakers have said, look at, let's put our emotions aside a little bit and think about this rationally as what's the best for old 168. The fact of the matter is, in this location, periodically we have to, go to the city council and say, can we have a couple $100,000 to fix this thing up? And yet, when we do it, it sits there statically for another couple of decades. We get to look at it, but it doesn't get to, really be a vibrant part of the demonstration of the history of Colorado. By this agreement that we're signing here today, this engine reemerges as part, as a operating exhibit and a huge, to demonstrate to future generations what the early history of Colorado was all about. This is a good thing. And I also would ask you to think about the future of this park. I will go out on a limb and boldly predict that in the not too distant future, this railroad station across the street will be a thriving commercial hub, that we will see new life in the Antlers Hotel, and between that, this park will be very much revitalized and be an important part of the past, present, and future of Colorado Springs. So the City of Colorado Springs is pleased to partner with the Cumbres and Toltec Scenic Railroad to ensure that Old 168 is returned to working order and can once again provide passengers with an authentic railroad experience for passengers on the Denver and Rio Grande route. And I'm pleased to sign the lease and offer our best wishes to the Cumbres and Toltec Railroad, and most importantly, to Old 168. Thank you.
I'm sitting on a stump.
I've got the camera.